Good morning. It is 7 a.m. on Monday, February 28th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Once again, my little dog Rocket woke me up early and now is happily back asleep after going outside and eating his breakfast. He gets to sleep all day. So, waking up it doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little sleepy this morning. I actually did get a fair amount of sleep last night. I didn't stay up. I made a conscious decision at a certain point of saying, it is bedtime and I will now go to bed instead of watching another episode of a TV show or a movie or something like that. I'm caught up on the after party now, which continues to be a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Um, yeah, definitely enjoying. Um, and I'm just suddenly distracted because I have a web browser that's currently open, and I wasn't looking at it except that one little detail on it that's I won't get into why, just distracted me there. But it, okay, because I'm distracted now. Basically, it turns out that I have a Facebook tab open, and I saw a little thing that's the birthday of a friend of mine, and so that's what I noticed. So now you know that. I've played a fair amount more of Elden Ring now, and I've had a couple of early victories and a lot of discouraging defeats. I'm definitely at the stage where, when I was kind of at this point in Bloodborne, the answer was, all right, just get ready to, there's the enemies that you can mostly handle, so let's just grind those for a while until you can make yourself some, stronger, and before you start trying to beat your head against the wall of some of those other things. And yeah, so far, like that's the period. Although I will say that the pattern in those games is, I've been thinking about whether it's really what I want from a video game right now, because it's a roller coaster playing those games, because what it tends to be is a lot of neutral but nervous, and then a lot of, oh, this isn't fun at all, and then you get these peaks of like exhilaration when you've accomplished a great victory, and it's amazing and it's incredible, but it's so uneven, as opposed to some games where it's just like, yeah, this is fun, I'm having fun playing this game, and it just continues like that instead of having these troughs and peaks. So which is not to imply that there's anything wrong with Elden Ring, so much as in attempting to curate my own emotional experience, I may want something that's a little more consistently fun instead of just having long periods where, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But so far, I'm still giving it a shot. I also watched Flea yesterday, which is a movie that surprised me. When I hadn't heard of it until the Oscar nominations came out. Oh, there's a little dog. Hello, buddy. But it was nominated for Best Animated Feature, Best Documentary, and Best Foreign Language Feature. And so it's like a animated documentary. I just talked about this on the our Watching 100 Movies episode last night. Now I feel like, did I mention this yesterday's video? I don't think I did. In any case, the idea is that it is about this, a refugee from Afghanistan telling his story, but to some extent he feels the need to protect his identity for reasons that are I won't get into here. but you as you watch, you discover. I mean, like that's to some extent the point of the story. Like by the end, you certainly understand why. But the idea of having it be animated simultaneously grants him that protection, but also lets us watch depictions of the scenes he's talking about at times where there wouldn't have been a camera present. And so it's animated in that regard, but it's a documentary in that what we're hearing is the story of a real person telling the story of his real life. And it's really good. Once again, we can make the point that animation is not just for kids, but I'll certainly say this one is not. It's not even that it's graphic, but certainly the content is heavier. It's more mature. It deals with things like human trafficking and war and all of that, and it doesn't ever really get. I'm trying to think how much in the way of like actual violence or other sorts of things is shown on screen, and it's not much. Maybe a little bit, but certainly it's not graphic in that regard. But certainly the things being talked about are heavy and serious, and even kids who yeah, like it's not a kid's story. So but it's really lovely, and made me cry at one point with happiness, honestly. And I recommend people check it out. It's available on various streaming services. And then, as mentioned, Mike and I had a watching 100 movies episode where we got to dig in deep for Don't Look Up and Dune and Nightmare Alley and Encanto. So if you want to hear us talk about that, it's going to be one of these little guys up here at the end of this video, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.